All right, everybody, welcome back to Digital Perspectives. Right now, I just want to tell you really quickly before we get into the news, and there is a lot of it. Please get on the free monthly newsletter. Sign up for that. It will be coming out in just a couple weeks. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to release this newsletter in the middle of each month. So we get 2 weeks from the previous month and 2 weeks of the current month that we're in. And I think it'll be a nice overlap with the news and the things that are happening as we release the letter. So that'll be coming out in just a couple weeks. Make sure you sign up for that. In this particular newsletter, I will be giving my top 5 crypto picks and top 5 private and pre-IPO picks, as well as some important information and tips before you invest into cryptocurrency. There is a most important thing you need to know now more than ever. So let's go ahead and get into the news, and thank you guys so much. We are so close to 20,000 subscribers. Please hit that like and subscribe while you're on your way in. It is getting good really quickly. So let's go ahead and get to the news. All right, right now, the market is the news, and there's a lot of green. Don't worry about Tether. You know what Tether is. It's a stable coin, right? They're just pegged to the dollar. Look at the green in this market. And what I wanted to point out here is that I thought Mr. B did a great job. He shared a tweet not long ago. By the way, right now, XRP at 24 cents. Let's talk about that. Bitcoin over 11,000. Who's unhappy about that? Not this guy. Look. We've talked about the troubles that Bitcoin has. We talked about how the United States government sees Bitcoin as a national security issue. I just believe that regulation will be put in place that begins to rectify some of the concerns that not only the U.S. government has, but I believe other governments around the world, as well as regulatory bodies, have with Bitcoin. And I think they'll get that figured out. And once they do, I think Bitcoin's got a long, long life, just like a lot of other coins in this space. But not financial advice. Let's keep this thing moving, guys. So let's take a look at what Mr. B shared. Guys, if you're not following Mr. B, I would. He has a great channel. Hit that like and subscribe and watch everything. Let's take a look at what he shared here, because this really, to me, says it. Look at the 7-day returns and look at the 30-day returns. 20% returns on the 30-day for Bitcoin, 42.78% on the 30-day for Ethereum, and 34%, 34.45. We don't want to forget that, right? You know, this is exciting, and we're even up higher than that. We're now at 24 cents with XRP. I mean, these gains are remarkable. Look at Cardano, 30-day gains, 72.91%. Go Charles Hoskinson. I mean, that's just remarkable. So, all right, let's get into the news. Look, guys, we have a lot to cover, so bear with me. We are going to get to it here. Now, we're going to come back to this shortly, but global uncertainty appears to benefit gold-backed stablecoins. We've seen a surge in the market for gold-backed stablecoins because of the uncertainty for gold price and the uncertainty in the markets in general. This is something we want to watch. Gold has been on a tear, and we are going to talk about that conversation here in just a second. Remember, you know, digital assets very much resemble and correlate, not always correlate, but they very much resemble the precious metals market. So we're going to have a conversation about that here directly. So stay with us till the end. You're going to want it. All right, now here, let's go through the news and quickly move as quickly as we can. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf. Shout out to Michael Val 5 Links, DJ Peter Vass, and so many others that send me information. I can't name you all, but these are the guys that are out here for sure every single day. And it's just remarkable, and I appreciate everyone who sends me stuff. I even had somebody, and forgive me, I can't remember their name right now, and they may not want it to be known, but I can say this, you know, there's a lot of people are like, I hope you don't mind me sending this to you. Send it. If you've got something you think it's important and you think I'd want to see it, you go ahead and send it to me. I'll be very appreciative of anything that you send news related. All right, to crypto. So here we go. XRP Crypto Wolf, Samsung blockchain tech firm Digital Asset Com launched DAML smart contracts on R3 Corda. Come on in. Look, this is explosive news we're going to move very quickly through, because I want you just to know that you've heard what's happening across the space. And with the news that all federally chartered banks have been given permission to custody digital assets. Look, I think we're headed to a new normal, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we're going to like the new normal. All right, Bakkt reported the largest single-day volume for its physically settled monthly Bitcoin futures contracts. It was an 84% increase from its last all-time high in December of 2019. The BTC futures market saw a new all-time high of 11,509 BTC, worth $114 million. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting started. I don't want to say bull run. I want to say bull market. And I want to say bull market for the next 3 to 5 years, if not longer. That's what I want to say. Because I tell you something. If I could for a second, with the federal, with the decision from the OCC that banks can now custody digital assets, I want you to really start to think about the implications of that. And I know, look, first thing comes to mind, you start thinking to yourself, hey, this is great, man. People can go to the bank, they can start storing their crypto there. Yeah. And then what's the other side of it? Though they're probably going to have a plug-and-play third-party interface that handles the buy and sell, stablecoin conversion, and all the like, right? And by the way, I'm going to be talking to somebody this week about that exact thing because they have a platform that offers that exact service for banks. So stay tuned to that. What I find interesting here is let's go another step deeper into the implication of what it means that banks are moving into this space. I'll tell you what it means. Acquisition and merger time, baby. That's what's up. Oh, yeah. You think the banks are getting permission to come into this space and they're just going to not offer some of these coin exchanges a check to go on home? We'll take her from here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for building it so we didn't have to. Now here's your check. Run along. This is a big boy game now, right? And I'm telling you, this is what happens into an emerging market. Your traditional legacy firms, they stay on the sideline. They let the startups, the entrepreneurs come out here and do all the sweat and the bull work and the heavy lifting and get the development going on. Banks in themselves are not innovators, right? But they understand where they make money and they understand where opportunity is. And I think with the clear decision that we've gotten from the OCC, I think what you will begin to see is these kinds of things taking place where you'll see the acquisitions and mergers of banks really truly moving into the space in a very, very large way. And I'll tell you something, we've already seen, let's say Fidelity, for instance, right? $6 trillion in asset management, clearly partnered with Coinbase, a year or two ago. That is extremely exciting, right? Then we saw TD Ameritrade move in and then buy ErisX. This is the kind of things that I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. These kinds of events taking place show the maturity of the space, and then you're talking about bringing traditional brand awareness companies and names that really will make the masses feel comfortable about getting into this new digital asset class. Let's keep it moving. Japan-based Taku Coin Association will consider incorporating blockchain for its community currency starting 2021. Things are happening around the world. Now, we're going to talk about this. We're going to come back to this here in a second. Goldman Sachs boosts gold price target to $2,300 per ounce and said that the U.S. dollar world reserve currency status is at risk. What? You know what? I'll have to make another video about the news. I want to get on to this now. First of all, gold is on a tear right now, right? It is really just wearing it out. It's hitting new highs, the whole bit, and now Goldman Sachs boosts gold price target to $2,300 per ounce. It said the U.S. dollar's world reserve currency status is at risk. Gold is the currency of last resort in an environment like the current one where governments are debasing their fiat currencies. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. They're not the only ones that feel that way, right? Hey, remember this? This is the CME Group, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I want you to understand what they're doing here. They're suggesting, is the gold the new reserve currency? Oh, I'm going to play this for you, and you've probably seen it. It's 57 seconds, and it's profound because they are in line with Goldman Sachs suggesting this now. The U.S. dollar global reserve status is in question? Really? Furthermore, I get Goldman Sachs saying it, but I'm going to tell you something. The CME Group is an exchange. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange should be unbiased. You're an exchange that provides the opportunity for people to come and to buy, sell, trade, hold, and to do all these things. For them to pipe into the conversation that they're thinking that this is an issue, really? Well, let's hear them say it for a second here.
With central bank stimulus weakening the dollar and gold being only about $100 short of its all-time high, a question has started to arise: can gold replace the US dollar as the world's reserve currency? The dollar has enjoyed this status for decades, but since it detached itself from the gold standard in 1971, it's essentially consistently weakened on a macro level. Confidence in the U.S. government and the political system in the U.S. is one of the keys, and gold doesn't have that issue of a loss of confidence. But what it does have is a problem with transportability. That's why it's more likely that a currency backed in gold, or even a digital asset backed in physical gold, could potentially replace the dollar much more easily than the actual physical bar of gold could.
Whoa! I gotta be honest. That's pretty remarkable. And I don't mind telling you. That's why I tell you guys about I Trust Capital, right? Selling $50 over spot per ounce. You're not going to find that anywhere. Gold is going through the roof, and we all know what gold is. Gold is a great investment, a great hedge, and it's money to every living human being on this planet. I don't care where you're from. I'm telling you, you know, I love I Trust Capital. You guys know I do, and I have an IRA with them, and I'm getting ready to get into the gold game because I love gold as much as I love crypto, and I'm going to try to get as much of it as I can. But you see these things taking place. Look, now Goldman Sachs is aligning with the CME Group, who shouldn't even be speaking on the matter, to be honest with you, right? And the fact that they're moving this target, and they're actually saying that, you know, the world reserve currency status of the dollar is at risk. Look, I know in crypto we have this narrative and we understand these things, but this is a main stage conversation from a traditional legacy firm and a traditional exchange saying the same exact thing. You know, I don't really think that the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is supposed to be in the business of pumping gold, right? Goldman Sachs, you want to pump gold? I get it. They're in the gold, they're pumping it. But the reality is that there's a narrative here coming from the traditional side of the fence, the traditional market side of the fence, that is really telling me to pay very close attention, because it's one thing to hear the narrative come from the crypto camp. I get it. We all see the future and what could happen and XRP's role, and it's not surprising to hear it from us. But I'll tell you what, to start to hear this narrative about gold and the global reserve status of the dollar coming to an end, and it's coming from the traditional markets, I got to be honest, or traditional firms, this is starting to carry a lot of weight for me. This is something that I'm not going to stop paying attention to. And with gold going through the roof and moving very quickly, I got to be honest, the conversation gets even more serious, right? So this is something we're going to pay attention to and keep a very, very close eye on, just like we keep an eye on this. No news on the Ripple Labs SEC page for the Ripple IPO watch. Nothing as of yet. And by the way, I checked the EDGAR filing list for this morning so far. I haven't seen anything. So we will keep an eye on that as well. You know, I just feel like we are in a very, very transitional moment right here. We really, really are, guys. And knowing that today is also the webinar for North America Swell event for Ripple. congratulations to them. I'm very excited for Ripple and everything they're doing. And I hope that it is a very, very good event for them. And I hope they get a lot of attention and have a really great talk. And again, with this moment being where it is, who knows if we get an IPO now, but until now to the end of the year, I'm going to continue to watch it because so many times, so often, you know, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and they all actually tell us exactly what they believe and what's going to happen. And sometimes we feel like whether it's academic speak or maybe it seems so futuristic, it's hard to kind of get your mind wrapped around it when the price is 24 cents. But to be honest, I think we're a designation away. We don't need more laws. We don't need more laws, and we don't need more rules. If XRP truly is a currency, well then they just need to call it a currency officially. And then I think you'll see banks use it immediately because they already are regulated to use currency. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Please share with somebody you know. And in this time where price is moving, maybe, just maybe, you reach out to that family member again, that extended family, friend, co-worker, whatever it is, that wouldn't listen to you before, and give it one more shot and try to tell them about what's about to go down. You never know, right? All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Share with somebody you know. I'll catch you on the next one.